All right, so now we have the lamp up to this stage, which is also, if you were to download the file from the classroom, you should get up to this point right now. Just an overview, we have a bunch of different bodies. We have, we'll get them all by view. We have the base, we then have the stand, we then have this piece of aluminium support over here, and then we have two screws, two screws over there, and on the other side we also have aluminium support and the two screws going into there. Now we're going to get the piece of aluminium up the top of our stand, where we can then start to put some LED lights, and we can then get some rendering effects. So we're going to start by, I want to make the path that my aluminium is going to follow. My overall goal in this is to use the sweep function, where I'll get a profile, which will be the side view of the aluminium, and then make it follow a particular line. So to do a sweep, I'm going to start by doing the line first. So when I'm doing my sketching, I'm going to sketch this plane over here, and then I'm going to make a line for which my piece of aluminium is going to follow. I'll start from this corner over here. I'll bring my line up so before I do that, when I try to attach my line, I can attach my line down here, but it's not going to attach, it can't attach to any part of this line here. See how there's no blue indicator, but if I attach to a grid, there is an indicator. So what is happening, this stand, right, so we have to get, with our drawing, we have to use this type of geometry. We want it to relate to our sketch. So we are going to use, we need to get this object to be in our sketching scenario thing. So if we go to create, if we go to project and include and press the project button, right, we can, as we highlight over that geometry, it highlights itself, it goes to white. We can click it, and then if we press OK, now we get a purple line around the outside. And if I hide all the bodies, you can see that there's clearly already a purple line there. Purple lines in sketches mean there is lines in your sketches that you didn't make. They were from another part in the design. So you can't adjust them. But if you were to adjust the height, like how I was showing you last lesson, you can change your dimensions and your whole job will change. They will affect the other sketch. So now that we have this line here, I can go and press line. I can start over here and it should attach. And now, see as I move my line across here, it has a blue. So when we have a line over here, it's attaching, it has that blue indicator. So it means, hey, I see an object here now. Do you want me to attach to it? Which we do. We want it to connect to there. So I actually want it to go past this part of the stand, and I want to go through it. As I bring it over here, we see how we get these blue dots forming. So it's determining, hey, be parallel with this line. As you see, like, look over here. You see how it has those parallel lines? It says make these two lines parallel. And so I can actually extend it to some significant length. Let's say I want it, I'll just pick a length for now, and then I'll press enter. Oh, sorry, not enter. I should have pressed escape. I have that line here, and I can go click this for a dimension, and let's say I want this to be 150. Right, let's say that's going to be my maximum height, and then I can go and make another line, and I want this line to be over here, like that. I want this line to be over here, and I then press escape. So I have this lovely line over here. Actually, it probably could be further because it can come out here. Let's say I make this 120. Nice, that's my lamp. And now this curve over here is very sharp. Let's say I'm going to use the fillet tool, press these two lines, and I can change the diameter of this circle. I can either do it like that, or do it manually by typing in 100. So that means make a fillet, so where I have two straight lines that are joining, join them instead by a circle of diameter 100 millimeters. All right, so press enter. Let's say that's the shape that I want my piece of aluminium to follow. All right, it's a fairly nice looking line. All right, so we're done this, final sketch done. Now I'm going to do the profile of the piece of aluminium. If you've seen it around the desk, it looks like a C shape or like an M, something like that. For us to do our profile, we need to first pick a plane that is perpendicular to our line that we made. So we're going to press construct. We're going to say make a plane along a path. We're going to select the path that we just made. And now see here, I'll put this in 3D so we can see it. See this plane over here, as I rotate this plane through the path, see how it's following the line. This is going to be useful when you have like an exotic looking line at weird angles, but we can bring it down here. So we have this plane over here. Now, if we were to go here and we would sketch, we're going to sketch this line over here. Now I'm going to make my piece of aluminium, and let's just say this piece of aluminium, what does it look like? It looks like this, I think. Oh, no, not that much. I'm just guessing these shapes of this piece of aluminium at this point. And this comes out to here. All right, I have this shape of aluminium, and then just because we want to be fancy, we can say we could have these little things. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to do a little groove in here, but so I have these little grooves. I have these little grooves in the back of the piece of aluminium, right? And I think there's 4 of them, or 5 on the sheets. So I could draw a little triangle groove for every single one, but instead I'm going to show you the pattern. This will be a good example for me to show you how to do a pattern path. So first thing I'm going to do is do a little triangle like this, a real tiny triangle, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to mirror this line of the triangle with this line over that. So I'm technically turning an equilateral triangle, not equilateral, isosceles triangle into another isosceles triangle. But this one makes more sense because that's like a groove that I can drill. And then I'm going to use the rectangular pattern. So for the rectangular pattern, I pick a section of my sketch and I can copy it a certain amount of times in a direction. So I press the rectangular pattern. The objects I want to copy are this and that. Then I choose how many copies I want and its distance. So if I was to go like this and I say I want them in this direction, if I zoom in, we see these things have already been produced there. Now that's on one side, we have 3. Let's say if I want it in both, I want it symmetric, and let's say in total I want 5. So now if I zoom in, symmetric. Is that correct? One of those was in the X, one was in the Y. All right, so the bottom one looks like it's the like horizontal direction, and this looks like the one that has the 0 distance right now, because this is the 0 distance because there's no length of this one over here. But over here we have a length of 8. So now if we zoom in, we can see we have these individual lines. And if for whatever reason you want to remove one of them, you can just take the tick, you can press the tick button and you can suppress that particular shape. So now if I press enter, Okay, we should have these little triangles over here. So you can copy that. That's going to be really good if you're doing like LED lights and you want to do heaps of copies of it. Later, if you're doing like a wheel of a car, you can do the circular pattern to do the same thing, to do like holes for that. So I have this lovely shape over here. I'll then press home. Now that I have this shape, I can press the finish sketch. I am going to press the sweep function. The profile is this profile over here that we selected, and the path is the path that we made previously. And then, well, it looks nice, but we have the same issues that whenever we're making another object that we're joining it together. Instead, we want this to be a new body. And now, if we press OK, we have a nice piece of, it's a very nice looking part we have over there. And let's say, oh, we have this big base. I actually want this to be further along. So we can actually go to our sketch, which is this original sketch over here for our line, and we can actually right click and edit that sketch. And we can say this over here, actually, let's make it overextend a bit more. Let's make it 150. And then if we press finish sketch, the actual model follows it because, so that really allows you to rapidly change your design based on your visually what it looks like at the end. And I believe we can also, under our sketch, edit sketch, I believe you can also inspect the, you can inspect the entire line. Hold on. How do I inspect the entire line? Oh, you can't inspect the entire line, but you can add up all the portions. So we know our section 1 has a length of 92 millimeters. Our section 2 has a length of 104 millimeters. And our last one has a length of 92. So we can add up 92 plus 92 plus 104. And that can give us our total length so we can know if we can actually build this out of our one piece of aluminium. Or if we have to do extra ones. This is also useful if you were doing like the task last year when you had the tower or the balsa bridge. You can add up all the individual lines to see what your total length of balsa wood would have been. All right, so let's finish this. Let's give this thing a better material appearance. We want it to be aluminium like our right angle pieces. Good news is we already have aluminium in this thing, so we don't have to search it again. We bring it over, now we have aluminium. Cool. Now, let's get some lights. So we are going to, previously in a class tutorial, which I don't know the video of it, but you saw it when we were in the other room, I just got a whole beam and made that whole beam simulate light. All right? Instead for this time, and because I'm doing this an online tutorial and I can go faster, I am going to do individual LED lights, not a lot of them, just some, individual LED lights, and then I'm going to put a layer of a diffuser on top of it, which will be one of the things you can do for your lamp. So let's make the little LED lights. Let's go to sketch. Let's make, let's hide everything for now. Let's go to here. So we're just going to make a new part. Let's say our LED light is, I don't know the actual dimensions of the LED lights. What do they look like? About 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. So about 5 by 5. Cool, enter. And cool, and then I want to extrude it. And they're about 3 millimeters high. I'm just guessing this. You'll obviously be measuring your own ones. So we have this over here. We have this lovely little cube. And then when we get this cube, we want to change its appearance to, we want to go to miscellaneous, no, not miscellaneous, other emissive, which means it's emitting light, and we want to give it under emissive we want to give it a color. Let's say we want to give it a display. We just want whites. So OLED.
Oh my God, what's his name?
So we have an emissive light. By being emissive, it means it's going to be releasing light in our scenario. So let's just pick this. Let's just pick this example over here. Let's just say it's an LCD. There's no real. Oh, yeah. There's no real. Oh, there's an OLED. We can just say OLED. No, let's just make this. We're going to make it LCD. If we hover over it now, this should be. It should be making light now. And then under its type, we want to make it plastic. Which one is plastic under? Plastic. ABS, we want clear. Not opaque plastics. We want transparent plastic. Ah, there we go. Let's just go acrylic clear. Oh wait, that's going to ruin the emissiveness. Never mind. Never mind. We just want to keep it as emissive. So now we have all our individual parts. We're upside down. We want to click this LED light. We want to use our align tool to bring it up to the top. So under modify, we're going to be aligning. We want to align this face of the LED lights. We want to align it with this up here. Whoop. And there it is. Now I think the height-wise, it's the wrong direction, so let's just flip it. There we go. Okay. Now we can get our object over here, and we just want to move it. Can you please? Thank you. Just move it over here. So what we've figured out, or what I just figured out here, is it's actually too thick. Because we want it to be smaller than the piece of aluminium. So when I press OK, when I go over this extrusion, 3 millimeters was too thick. Let's just make it 1 millimeter thick. 1. Okay. So everything should be working. We have this piece of aluminium over here. Let's put it in the middle. What am I doing? All right, we have it in the middle. Is that in the middle? Is that in the middle? Close enough. Oh, because it's 2.5, that's right. Hey, there we go. All right, that's in the middle. Now let's just make a few copies of this. Let's go and press create. Let's do a pattern. We want to do we can do a pattern along a path. Oh, that looks fancy. Pattern along a path. So we can click the object that we just made, which is this body number 4. Clickety clue. Oh, no, we don't want a face, we want a body. So we're going to click this body over here. Our path, we are going to pick the same, we're going to pick the path of the piece of aluminium. So if we press this path over here, right? And now, oh, look at this, it should follow. Oh, that's nice. Let's say we want heaps. Let's say we have oh, we can measure the spacing. I think they're about 30 millimeters apart. Yeah, 30. So let's make the distance 30. How many LEDs do we want? Oh, so that's not spacing. We want 30 millimeters apart. Nice. And now we are having, and so now we have our pieces. So over here it looks fine, but then here's what's happening over here. As soon as we get to this part, do you see a bit of an issue that's happening here? How it's not following it? So what we can do is under our orientation, instead of it being identical, we want to make it follow the path. So now, ooh, nice. Let's go a bit further up now. All right, let's say we just want this 8. Cool, and you can actually change that in your own time. Done. All right, so we have these lights here. Now, I'm just going to unhide everything. I'm just going to save it. Save it at this point over here. Yep, cool. I just want to show you what this is going to look like if we render it. The light should be coming down. And then I'm going to show you we're going to find a diffuser and see if the diffuser works. So let's go to render. We're going to change nothing with our setup, but let's see if our emissive thing works. Let's render, let's do a local render. Yeah, all good. Give us that local render. And I'll unpause it when we finish that. All right, now that we've done our thing, if we click it, oh wait, where are the lights? I thought it's supposed to be a light source. Is it? Oh, did I do it wrong? So if we design, yes I am. Oh, not that. Fusion. Oh, maybe if I did the rendering. Oh, is that an issue? No? I must have changed this. Okay, so this body's over here. Right click, appearance. So these are all displaying. And what if I do no? Okay. Plastic. Oh, did I do the wrong one before? Oh, maybe it was this one. Maybe it's this one. Emissive. Here we go. LED. That's what we want.
Oh yeah.
It was on the wrong emissive. So it's miscellaneous, then emissive. I think these are our ones. We bring this. What happened to these? Oh, we can't see those. Now, when we go to save it, yep, and we go to render, and we look at this light. Now this should be better now. Render, local done. Local rendering has started. Right, so let's look at this design over here. If we open it up, we see that, oh, we're generating a nice bit of light now in our tutorial. So, and it's actually lighting up our whole sheet. That's great. Now, you're going to put like a piece of plastic actually on top of you can put a piece of plastic to cover your design. So let's say we sketch and we wanted this plane over here. Let's say we just want to design a quick piece of plastic that goes over the top. Let's say it looks something like this. Let's press enter. I just did a spline. Enter, and then right, so I have just this random piece of plastic here. I'll press finish sketch, and just like the other ones, we're going to sweep it. We're going to press this, and the path we're going to follow is any of these paths over here, and it's going to be perpendicular. And now if I press OK, we should see it should cover our lights, right? So then we'll get this part over here, right click it, we'll change its appearance. Let's make it, we want to make it into we want to use a piece of plastic Settle down. Plastic, we want opaque. Also, we want translucent. Let's say we get translucent, this one, translucent matte. Put that over here. And so now this should let the translucent matte white. The translucent matte white should let some light travel through it, if I believe everything is correct. Render. That's actually starting to look like a real lamp now. Let's just do this. Let's press render. If this works, I will be amazed. Wow, look at this. Look at that, you got the lights. And it's actually diffusing it. So that's actually what the lights will look like if you have them behind like a piece of plastic or something. Like similar to like the lights we have in this room. Not exactly these ones, but you know you have those bright lights and you have covers. You can actually do that by having a piece of material behind it. That's using a translucent material. It allows light to shine through it, but it diffuses it. All right, that's it for this tutorial. The next tutorial I'm going to give you is we're going to show you how to get these drawings and do them into orthographic projection so you can print them out and use them as designs to actually start your sketching.